Like the video and subscribe right now, and I'll show you a picture of the coolest doggo that ever lived. Ready? 3, 2, 1. What's the cruelest thing that's ever been said to you? My mother told me I should carry a plant around to replace the oxygen I waste. Preventing the next pandemic will cost $22,200,000,000 a year, scientists say, or 3% of the 2020 military budget. No way I can do this, but someone should count the number of times Obama uses the term I in his ridiculous 700-page book. We might have here the greatest egotist of all time, at least outside of lunatic asylums. What kind of monster writes their memoir in the first person? Your parents are religious extremists and a bit thick. Not only are they sending you to a pretend therapy camp, conversion therapy has been heavily disproven, they're also sending you to a camp filled with a bunch of gay kids. Also you're bi, so you've got full access to the buffet table. Wait, how the duck is a camp still open with Ovid? Wait, how the duck is a camp still open with Ovid? Let's be real, the Venn diagram of people who think Ovid is fake and people who think you can pray away the gay is just a circle. Okay, you've got an OVS, cool, but how are you gonna explain to God when he asks why? I seriously want to know how you'll justify this. I don't believe in God, so his rules don't apply to me. Mayo. You said his rules implying he is real when you said I don't believe in God. I can acknowledge the rules of Fight Club while also being aware of the fact that Fight Club was a work of fiction. They will use Ovid to usher and communism in the United States. These things that they call contact tracing for the sake of health is nothing more than Big Brother watching every move you make and loving every person you talk to. It gives them the ability to target an individual. We all should be concerned, and not because of the virus, because of how they are weaponizing it. And people like you are causing the price of aluminum foil to skyrocket. Give it a rest and take your meds. I've gotten rejected so many times I can't even stand it anymore. The world hates me and I have no hope left. If there aren't girls that will love me in this world, what is there to live for? Obviously you don't understand it then. Women aren't consciously obsessed with sleeping with chads. They do it unconsciously because it's their nature to be superficial and shallow about men. Didn't even have to go far in your post history find your misogynistic incel rhetoric. Maybe your problem is that you hate women and treat them like shit because they won't duck you. I don't get what is the big deal with Ovid is. Cancer is a virus too. Find a vaccine for cancer. Cancer is worse than Ovid. 1. No, cancer isn't a virus. 2. No one ducking said that Ovid is more important than cancer. 3. There are scientists working on both. 4. Ovid is contagious, therefore more dangerous than cancer. So shut the duck up, you sad excuse for a human being. Nearly 500 years before the birth of Columbus, the Vikings were the first Europeans to discover America, not Christopher Columbus. It doesn't count as a discovery unless there is a little genocide with a sprinkle of Christianity. Lady Mandalorians of boob armor? Oh come on, seriously. You're right, armor should totally be manufactured exclusively to fit a male body and women should cram uncomfortably into it because denying our own body contours to achieve male-inspired standard is somehow consistent with feminist ideals. You know drunk driving kills a lot of people every year. Why is the government not banning that? Because you can't take the freedom of choice, whether good or bad, away from a free nation. City of San Angelo, Texas. Drunk driving is actually illegal. My wife is a nurse and we live in a red state. She feels that wearing a mask significantly reduces the spread of the virus. I went to Sam's Club tonight with a face covering and was able to buy everything on my list. Weird how little it impacted my ability to shop. I'm a nurse and I disagree, so not all nurses and doctors share that opinion. I'm sure you have a medical license, Mayo. Divine intervention, DNA healing, crystal healing, life coaching, light language, sacred geometry energy. That vaginas get loose the more Shreks they have. They do not. I recently heard it was really just a misunderstanding of the truth. What actually happens is the penis slowly gets worn down to a smaller size, making the vagina seem bigger. This was accidentally discovered in a study where men who get laid, like, all the time, by the hottest bitches were asked how big their penis is, then measuring it with a 3D laser array. The scientists found that the measurements were significantly smaller than what the men claimed, leading to the logical conclusion that having lots of Shreks with multiple women makes your penis smaller. What the hell is Shreks? That thing your parents regret doing. If masks were necessary for our survival as a species, we would have evolved one by now. We haven't. We have noses and mouths. We have airways. It is not natural for people to go around with face masks on in their general life. And no amount of government propaganda can change that. Neil, do you wear shoes? They need to open. Kids need their friends. They need to be alive to have friends. My kids went back to school this week. No virus yet. If it gets me, then it's my time to go. When the Lord calls, it might be virus, heart attack, stroke, car wreck, murder, who knows. But when the Lord says come home, you go. And how he ends is up to him. Walk into traffic then and just let the Lord take over. Millennials want jobs and education, not marriage and kids. Alternate headline. You'll duct up the economy so badly that we can't focus on marriage and kids because we're struggling to afford to live. Featured comment. Charlie Burb. Girl. I'm not like other girls. Other girls. Oh, thank God. If you want to be featured in the next video, use hashtag dankness. Vacationers rescued after spelling help with leaves. They must be from a generation that learned how to spell the old-fashioned way without the assistance of autocorrect instead of those who only know how to type or text. I'm sorry your generation finds it so difficult to spell help. Do you want an award for knowing how to spell help without autocorrect, or that you can write it in cursive? Kids these days can hack into secure networks and build websites by the time you knew how to spell help correctly. It's not like our generation doesn't learn how to spell. You might not know, but we still have to handwrite our tests. What do you think millennial children do at school? Learn the basics of autocorrect? We are still taught all the subjects just as you were. We still had to learn cursive and would continue writing in it if nearly every teacher didn't accept work written in cursive. I don't understand how people slam on this generation for using too much technology when a 52-year-old man was behind the iPhone, and then every parent around the nation bought it for their 10-year-old kids. The most hilarious thing about this comment is that it's actually proven that every generation gets significantly more intelligent than the last, as it should be. If you're bitter that your kids have it better than you, I honestly feel sorry for them, because that's failing at the most basic definition of good parenting. Hey Barbara. Some kids were stranded on an island. They were resourceful enough to signal for help, but I bet they're entitled little pricks. Watch this. I'm gonna be a huge asshole on the internet. By the way, you spelled fashioned wrong. If you are not an eyewitness, you are a false witness. Exodus 20:16. If you didn't see it, you shouldn't be gossiping about it. That eliminates the gospels themselves. Thanks. Dear atheists, how is it that cavemen survived the asteroid, but the dinosaurs didn't? Social distancing. They stayed 65 million years apart. Imagine getting a job and making your own damn money. Imagine getting 3 jobs and still making less in 50 years than the people we are talking about taxing make in one day. Also imagine being so naive and gullible that you think a billionaire has your best interests in mind. Serena Williams did whatever other black woman with terrible weave does. Get a rich white man. Happy for her and her little family. Her husband's net worth $9 million. Serena's net worth $150 million. You tried though. Apart from boobs and ass, what else do you think every lady should have? Access to safe abortion, so we won't see trash like this. Millennials are killing chains like Buffalo Wild Wings and Applebee's. Cool. Boomers are killing healthcare and the planet. You've been visited by cool poppers. You will be blessed with their coolness for 24 hours, but only if you comment. You're so cool, Papa. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe for more daily videos.